right. So welcome everyone to your last and most important, or one of the most important open calls that we have on this with this onboarding process with the resources and program. Again, you guys are in our what we are calling Winter 2023 cohort or cohort 6. And you guys are a very special cohort because you guys will be our first group to have an in-person orientation. And so that's pretty awesome. We have some great things lined up for you guys, and we'll talk about that today. But in addition to that, the main thing today is to set up your computers. So we do understand and know that some of you have received your computers and some may not have received your computers just yet, but the process is working its way and you should be receiving your computer soon. Hopefully everyone or the majority of you will have your computer by orientation, but we ask that if you do not have your computer by orientation, that you bring a personal computer. It was going to be very important that you guys have a computer orientation. So again, if for whatever reason you don't have your computer, your government computer by orientation, then please bring your personal and just let us know that. And we'll continue to communicate with you guys on those computer deliveries, but also be on the lookout for that. And the last thing about computers as well is if you have not received it, once you do receive it, please confirm that with us because we want to make sure everyone is good to go. And it's a lot of y'all, right? So it's a lot of tracking that we're doing. And so it's just easy if you guys kind of make that confirmation with us to let us know that you are good to go so that we're not still trying to follow up on something that's been closed out. So again, please just confirm and verify with us that you have received your computer. So we're going to be going through quite a few things today, but the first thing we want to do so that we make sure we get our speakers on here and let them go ahead and do their jazz and make sure your computers are all set up. We're going to start with them, but first I wanted to just kind of open it up and welcome you guys. I know that there's been a lot of communication being sent out, and the most important thing that's been going on is onboarding. You know, we can get to the other stuff later, but we had to get you guys onboarded. And if you have learned anything about the government, the federal government is a lot when it comes to onboarding and just getting anything done. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing happens fast. So if you did not know that about the government, then welcome to the government. Nothing happens fast. So with that being said, you know, the majority of the kind of hard work and grunt work is over. And now we can start getting excited about orientation and the start of your position. Your mentors are super excited. We just met with them on yesterday, so I can make sure that they are prepped and ready to go to welcome you and engage you, and they are. So hopefully you guys have heard from them. If not, you will be hearing from them soon. And you will be able to engage with them at orientation as well virtually. But again, a lot of moving parts behind the scenes to make sure you guys have an amazing experience. But if you did not meet me before, I'm Sylvia Staples. I am your Resource Assistance Program Manager for the agency. RAP is my baby. I've been managing this program since it really started, but started on the regional level. And now I'm fortunate enough to be the National Program Manager. So super excited to hold this role. And I couldn't do it without my right hand. So I'm going to pass it over for her to introduce herself. So go for it.
Thanks, Sylvia. Hi, all. I'm Lady Vanessa Reyes. First name is Lady, middle name is Vanessa. You can choose either or. I like both of them. And my pronouns are she and her. I am the program specialist for the Resource Assistance Program. I have been helping to onboard you all since, gosh, I think first week of December. It's been a process, and yeah, it's been kind of hectic on our end. There are 85 of you. So think think of all your questions and multiply by 85. So but yeah, I've met some of you on the open calls. Thank you for joining those because you do have questions. I think I'm just excited that we are in this stage that a lot of you already have your computers, and if you don't have it already, you should be receiving in the next week. And yeah, we're excited for orientation. It's going to be a blast. Hopefully you already have some logistics planned out. But we'll get to that after Rob and Alex talk to us. And I think, yeah, I'll switch it back to Sylvia. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Vanessa. So yeah, without further ado, we'll go ahead and kick it off and let them work with you guys on setting your computers up. Again, if you have your computer, go ahead and pull it out so that we can kind of go through this process and instructions led by them. Again, I know some people are still joining and we're still letting them in. But we're going to go ahead and switch gears at this moment. And again, after they help you guys set up your computers, we will then talk about orientation, what to expect, and all of that stuff, and any other last minute onboarding, travel logistics, all of that will come after this first session. So, Vanessa, if you'd like to introduce our guests, we can go ahead and transition.
Yeah, sure. So we have wonderful IT folks in USDA Forest Service, and I'd like to introduce Robert Cromwell, or Rob, and Alexander Tabrini, or Alex. They'll just be talking to us about how to set up your computers. So Rob, Alex, off to you.
Yep. Thank you so much, Vanessa and Sylvia, for allowing us to be on this call today, and welcome to the Forest Service to all of you. I'm going to share my screen um, with the document. So I can't see the chat. My colleague Alex is going to kind of monitor the chat if you guys do have questions, and I'm going to put this document in the chat and the phone number to the CHD, which is the customer help desk, in the chat once I get done speaking about just the login process. So hopefully everyone can see my computer screen, the document. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Okay, so the login process. It's a little different for individuals that do have their link pass. I'm not sure how many of you already have a link pass and how many of you do not have a link pass yet, which is the card, the PIV card that you insert into the computer to log in. So I'll go through link pass login first. So as you can see here in the document, when you turn your computer on, you'll be right at this screen where you'll have the time and date and the Forest Service logo in the back. What you're going to do is you're going to hit Control Alt Delete, and that is going to take you to this screen here. You're going to see other user. If you don't have a link pass, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see other user. If you have a link pass, when you hit Control Alt Delete, it'll kind of go through, it'll show other user, and then it will change to okay, this is just other user. I'm sorry. It will change to a different screen that shows a series of numbers and one box that says PIN number. And that is the PIN number that you would have set up when you received your link pass. So after hitting Control Alt Delete, you're going to see that other user screen or the PIN number screen if you have a link pass. In the bottom right hand corner of that, you're going to see these icons here. What you're going to want to do is first, you're going to have to connect your home Wi-Fi, your ISP, your internet service provider, information into this. So when you click on internet, you're going to see kind of a list of available networks, kind of like you would if when you're at home and you're connecting your iPhone or you're at a friend's house and you're connecting to their Wi-Fi and you kind of see a list of Wi-Fis around. You're going to select your home Wi-Fi, and when you select that and hit connect, of course, it's going to ask you for your home Wi-Fi password. Whatever that is, you're going to put that in, hit OK, and what'll happen is it'll kind of cycle through and say, okay, you're connected. Once you see that it's connected, you'll kind of have the bars here will be kind of filled up and filled just the way it looks here. After that, you're going to click on the to monitor icon to the left of that. Once you click on that, you're going to get this box here, which is the Cisco AnyConnect box. That is the VPN service provider that we use here in the Forest Service and most government agencies. So when you see this, when that box comes up, what you're going to do is, if you do have a link pass, you're going to select the first one, and it's going to say US Forest Service EVPN link pass. If you don't have a link pass, you're going to select, and you can hit the drop down, the little drop down arrow there. You're going to select US Forest Service EVPN no link pass. After that's selected, you're going to hit the connect button there on the right hand side. Once you hit connect, it'll kind of circle through um, the little thing like it's connecting to the VPN. And what'll happen is another box is going to pop up. If you select no VPN, another box is going to pop up, and it's going to ask for your username and password. Now, your username and password is it's a short name, so it's usually, most people's is their first initial of their first name and last name, and the password that you set up for the computer. Um, I know some of you haven't set that password up yet. Um, I'll talk a little bit more about how to go about setting up that password if you haven't. But if you did click on no link pass, you're going to get another box that pops up that's going to ask you for your username and password. It'll be that username and password that you set up with whoever your immediate supervisor is. Um, yeah, so when you put in your username and password, you'll hit OK. And once you hit OK, um, it will go through the process and it will show you as connected. So it'll be green here, and then you'll be connected to the VPN. So then it'll take you back to this screen. After you connect to the VPN, it'll automatically loop you back to this screen to log in. Here, you're going to put in that same username and password that you put in if you don't have a link pass, that you put in the VPN box. Put that in, it's going to automatically log you into your computer. Once you log in, everything will start loading up. You can hit your Outlook icon, your Outlook, your email will kind of populate on its own. Microsoft Teams, which we're on today, that is kind of like an auto start program. So as soon as you log in, Microsoft Teams will load up for you automatically, and it'll automatically log you in there also. So that is how to do it with no link pass. Now, if you have a link pass, which is the card you stick on the left-hand side of your laptop, if you have that, we're going to go through the same process, but we're going to select US Forest Service EVPN link pass on the Cisco AnyConnect box. You're going to hit connect. It'll kind of circle through, and then another box is going to pop up, and it's going to ask you for your PIN. So whatever that PIN number is you set up for your link pass, you're going to put that PIN in, hit OK. It'll kind of loop, and then an accept box will pop up, just giving you kind of like a generalization of, hey, this is a federal government computer. You know, this is supposed to be used for business only. You're going to hit accept there, and then it's going to loop you back to the sign-on screen again. Now, you're going to use the link pass one, which is the icon that looks like a card. Once you hit that, you're going to put your PIN in again, and then it's going to log you in to the system again. It'll load up Teams, which is an auto start. It'll auto start. You can hit your Outlook icon. It'll start populating your emails and everything like that. And then pretty much you're good to go. Now, if you if you do have your username and everything already, but you didn't get a password, you're gonna want to call the CHD, which is short for the customer help desk, and that group will be able to assist you with resetting your password to something new. And they're very good. So they'll stay on the line with you the entire process. They'll reset the password for you. Hey, just let them know, hey, I'm a new employee. I'm a research assistant. First time logging in, and I'm looking to get my password set up. They'll walk you through the entire process that I just walked you through. They'll get you reset, have you log all the way in, make sure you're logged in and making sure, and they will ensure that you are good to go moving forward. Now, that is pretty much the entire process on logging into your government issued computer. Um, yeah. So if we have any questions or anything, I'm definitely available. I see a hand raised. Lex, got the floor. You're on mute. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, hello.
I actually solved my own problem, so I should have lowered that hand. Sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. No problem at all. Questions in the chat. Just checking the chat. And what I'm gonna do too is after I'm done speaking, I'm gonna put that document in the chat so you all have that for future reference if you need it. So with that, if we don't have any other questions, I will turn it back over to you, Vanessa. Thanks so much again for having us.
Thanks, Rob. Yes. So Rob gave us the little path to our computers. But a lot of the work will come from you because you do need to call customer help desk CHD, and I dropped the phone number in the chat, 866-945-1354. Please enter this into your phone now so that they'll be like a contact, because you will call them. You'll, as Rob had mentioned, you'll just tell them I'm a new non-FS employee. I'm a resource assistant, and I need to log on to my computers for the first time. I also need a 30-day exemption. So 30-day exemption, because you don't have your link passes yet, this is a way for you to enter the system, and they'll set that up for you. And also with resetting your passwords. So yes, when you do receive your computer and once you are connected to the internet, please just call them and let them know. And yes, you should have also received your email addresses and your short names by email this morning. Please check for the Excel spreadsheet. I think that's the information I have. Are there any questions? Wow, this is wonderful. Thank you. Well, I think Robin. Oh yes, is it Shabray?
Hey, so it's actually Shabray.
Shabray, yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Sabrina.
Hi. So I'm just curious about that email that you were talking about, and I had asked a question earlier because I haven't received like my password or my username or anything. Is that the email that she was referring to and that you were talking about as well, where I'll get like my
Yes.
username, and then at that point I just have to call IT and get my password?
Absolutely. So if it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Vanessa, like everybody's already been put in for their usernames and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So if you haven't received the email, you can still call that CHD number and they will give you your username and stuff. They'll just ask you some
Okay.
PII. They'll say, okay, can you spell your name for me? Spell it. Hey, okay, I'm new. like Vanessa said, I'm a resource assistant. I need to know what my username is and set up a password. And they'll have all that information there in the system, and they'll be able to tell you what your short name is and then set that password up for you. And Vanessa is right. I did forget the one step about the 30-day exemption. And they're going to give you two 30-day exemptions, one for the computer and one for the no link pass VPN. So when you call, they will do both of those kind of automatically. It's written in the system for them to do that if you don't have a link pass yet. So, yep. Hope that answered your question.
Yep, it definitely did. Thank y'all.
Yep, no problem.
And Shabray, I just checked my sent box. I did send it at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you just check your email, I hope it's there. And if not, maybe check your spam. It went to your Gmail. I see it. All right, Kenner?
Oh, sorry about that. I just realized my question's more about link pass, so I can save that for later if you want me to.
Okay. Are there any questions left for Rob or Alex?
I have a question.
Yes, Emma.
Thanks. So do we need to contact the help desk if we do have that link pass at all to set up a password, or we can just go right in with the setup with the PIN and not contact the help desk?
So you can just call. Now that process actually just changed with us. If you asked that question a month and a half ago, I would say you had to call. But with the new enforcement that the CIO has put in place, you don't have to call. So you should be able to just kind of go through the entire process of logging in with your link pass.
Great, thank you.
Yep, no problem at all.
I think a couple of us are having trouble accessing the document you posted with the information you showed today.
Yep, Lena, I'm sorry about that. I just saw that and I was just responding. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send the document out, if it's fine with you, Vanessa, to the entire distribution list for this meeting.
Yes.
I'll just reply all to the meeting invite with that document.
For sure. Yes. We will send the recording as well as this document by today to everyone on this list.
Thank you.
For sure. Alrighty. Any other questions for Rob and Alex? Alrighty. So seeing as there are none, I'll just say thank you, Rob and Alex, for joining us today. And yeah, if we have collectively more questions, I'll just reach out to you myself, if that's okay.
Yep, no problem at all. And I can jump back on the call if you need me to. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yep, no problem. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks for having us again.
Thank you. Alrighty, Sylvia. I think now, at the bottom of the hour, just want to talk about some logistics. Yes, I'll let you pick us up.
All right, thank you. Okay, so you guys, we are just a couple weeks away. Well, not even a couple, about a week or so away from orientation. And we're getting close, but there's still a lot of things that we have to have figured out leading up to orientation. One of those things is the bio book. So Vanessa, I don't know if you have that update available for the bio book. If you have not submitted your picture, please do that as soon as possible, like today, like right now. We have to have that over to the print shop by Friday. So we need time to get it all into our InDesign program and make it all pretty and stuff and get it finalized so that it'll be ready for print as well as the insert. So Vanessa has a list of those that may still be missing. Vanessa, about how many do you have that are missing?
Yeah, so during the weekend, there were about 2 handfuls, and now I feel like I need to just text folks. There's just a handful, so that's it.
Okay. All right, well,
Yeah.
if you get a text message from Vanessa that says we need your bio book insert or photo, please, please, please respond. Because if you don't respond, then you're not going to be included, and then everyone's going to know that you're that person that didn't respond because you won't be in the bio book. And we want to make sure that everyone is represented, everyone is there, because not only will the bio book will be shared with you guys at orientation, but it will be shared across the agency. So leadership will receive this. Like the chief of the Forest Service might get this bio book and just kind of go through it to see who's a part of the cohort. And you don't want the chief to not know that you're a part of the cohort if you were a part of the cohort. So this does go up pretty high. So just again, make sure that you get your pictures in, a professional picture, into our staff as well as your bio book insert. So that's that. Let's see, so we gotta have that taken care of. Is there anything else that you have on your list, Vanessa, before I go into orientation stuff? Is there anything else you have on your onboarding list that needs to be addressed right away?
Not at the moment. Thank you, Sylvia.
Okay, all right. For any of you that might have been added late, meaning you were just selected for your position like this week or last week and we just found out about you, then make sure that you are working very closely with us because, you know, there's a lot of ground that we have to cover with you, but we're going to get as much done as possible to still make sure you're included on everything. So it's very, very important for you to definitely be engaged and responsive to us if you were kind of one of the last or late selectees. Were you about to say something else, Vanessa?
Oh, nothing. I'm just gonna drop into. Well, yes, I was about to drop into the chat. I typically do enter everyone's phone numbers into my phone before orientation, and I found in the past cohorts I may have made a mistake or two. So if you don't mind, do you mind just texting me with your name, and then I can just save your numbers onto my phone? Like that would be so helpful. I'll drop my my phone right now, if that's okay, please. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so there has been lots of questions about your travel accommodations for orientation. So I want to talk about that first. As we have reported out before, Green and Youth Foundation is responsible for, you know, assisting you guys with setting up those accommodations for your flights, or, you know, if you're going to drive to Helen, Georgia. If you have not received anything from GYF at all, please drop something in the chat and just let me know, like, you never received the survey, so they don't even have your information. If that's you, let me know right now. There are some people that did respond to the survey, but maybe you haven't received a confirmation on your flight. If that is you, we just spoke with the GYF representative today. She said that once a flight has been booked, they send out a text message to you through their kind of like online platform to let you know that your booking information is in progress and you should be receiving it soon. So be on the lookout from a text message. I don't know how you're gonna, like, what it's gonna look like as far as where it's coming from, but be on the lookout for a text message that confirms that your flight was booked and that you'll soon be receiving that itinerary. Secondly, I don't know how many days after, but after you receive that, then you should be receiving something via email from a system called Amtrav. Amtrav. Amtrav should provide you with your itinerary. So check your emails, spam, check your emails, check your text messages, and see if you have anything from GYF for that. I do know there are a little handful of those of you that have not yet had your flight booked, and they're working through that. They hope to have everything completely done by Friday. They kind of ran into a little hiccup, but are you okay? So Lucy said she got a call. So if you get a call, be on the lookout. Lucy, was it like from maybe if you can share what the call came from? If it kind of said something weird when they called you, like whatever that title was. Okay, and Kenner said that she only got an email from Amtrav. So it sounds like the process is a little different for some people. Some people are getting calls, some people are getting texts, some people are not getting that at all, but they did receive their confirmation email. So either way, check for some type of notification and make sure that you have it. If you are driving, then you will not receive anything from Amtrav because that's just for your flights. If you are driving, we will be reimbursing you on your mileage. So you'll also work with GYF on that as well. And if you are driving, make sure you send us an email to let us know when you will be arriving. We want to make sure we know what time you're going to get to Helen, Georgia, if you are driving. So make sure we have that information. Okay, so hopefully that takes care of that stuff about flights. Again, if you have any additional questions about your flight arrangements, please email back GYF from whatever email they contacted you guys on, or reach out to Jana. We can only answer a few of those questions because we're not, setting those up. So you really have to speak with GYF staff. Yes, Joanne, please bring your personal laptops. If you have not received your Forest Service or government laptop, please bring your personal. When is the latest we should wait to hear back? So again, they hope to have all travel sorted out by Friday. If you don't have that by Friday, then definitely let us know right away to keep me sort of receipts. Who asked that? Jessica, receipts for driving. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know if they're gonna do it by gas or by mileage. So if you do have gas receipts, then yeah, just hold on to it just in case they need those for their system. I don't know how their system is made up and what kind of attachments and things that they need. So just keep it just in case. Yeah, Ken, I'm gonna get to the rest of that stuff first. First, I wanted to talk about just flights and everything. Okay. All right, so transitioning on. So this is kind of the flow of the week, and we will be sending something out probably by Friday. We have our last kind of a meeting with GIF on Friday to confirm a lot of things. So everyone will be arriving on Sunday. Sunday, February the 5th, everyone will arrive. So whether you are driving or flying in, everyone will get here on Sunday, February the 5th. If you are flying in, you're going to be flying into Atlanta, Georgia's airport. Once you arrive to the airport, there's going to be a shuttle for you to get from the airport to the Hilton Atlanta Hotel, right? Hilton Atlanta Hotel. That's going to be our staging place. What I mean by that is you guys are coming in at various times, and so we wanted to have a place where you could stage while we kind of wait on the bulk of the group to get in. So again, we'll be staging at the Hilton Atlanta Airport. Vanessa, if you can just drop that Hilton link into the chat, just in case they want to see where it is. So again, there will be a shuttle that'll get you from the airport to the Hilton. Once you arrive to the Hilton Airport, depending on what time you get in, if you get there during breakfast time, once you arrive, you will get a breakfast voucher that you will then take to the Hilton's restaurant to eat breakfast. Okay. If you get there by 10 o'clock during their breakfast time. If you get there after 10 o'clock, then you will be getting there during the lunch period. Everyone will have a lunch waiting for them when you arrive. Okay. If you get there for breakfast, you'll have breakfast and lunch. But if you get there after breakfast, then your first meal will be lunch. Lunch is going to be available as early as I think 12 or 12:30. I think at 12 o'clock. I have to confirm that. But again, once you get there, lunch will be provided. You will eat there at the Hilton Atlanta Airport and just kind of hang out there. Once we really nail down how many people are going to get there at what hour, we're going to have 2 buses that are going to then transport everyone from the Hilton Atlanta Airport to Helen, Georgia at the Unicoi State Park where we'll be having our orientation. Okay, 2 buses. Not sure if we're going to have them leave at the same time or at different times. It really just depends on how many people arrive at a certain time. But 2 buses will then transport everyone to Helen, Georgia. Okay, follow me so far. All right, once we arrive to Helen, Georgia, also, those of you that are driving, you're going to go straight to Helen, Georgia. So if you're driving, you're going to go straight to Helen, Georgia. Once you get there, there will be someone that will be there waiting to welcome you to RAP orientation and welcome you to the Unicoi State Park. They're going to provide you with a parking pass, and then they're going to go ahead and provide you with your room key if you're going to drive straight to Helen. And you're just going to hang out and enjoy the park until we get there, until everyone gets there. So you're going to kind of be on your own. And if you are driving, we'll make sure that you guys are set up to get food there at the state park if you go there instead of coming to the Hilton. I'm going to get to close in a little bit. I want to kind of lay out the week for you first. Okay, so once everyone arrives to Unicoi State Park on that afternoon, we will provide dinner that night. So you guys will eat at Unicoi State Park on Sunday night. You will be provided dinner that night. Okay, so that's your travel day. Okay, there's no other expectations of you. There won't be any sessions or anything going on Sunday. Sunday is a travel day only. Okay. On Monday will be the start of the orientation, meaning that's when your sessions will start. Breakfast will be from 7:30 to 8:30 every day except Friday. Friday, I'll get to Friday, but every day during the week at the Unicoi State Park, we'll be starting breakfast from 7:30 to 8:30 with your first session starting at 9 o'clock. You don't have to remember all of this. We will send out an agenda, so you will be able to see kind of how the day is structured. I'm just giving you kind of a heads up. Again, breakfast from 7:30 to 8:30 with your first session starting at 9 o'clock. I will not go through every session that you'll have because you'll see that on the orientation agenda. But just to kind of let you guys know, we'll have a welcome from leadership by Gary Barrett, who is our National Partnership Office Director, pretty high up. We'll talk about the trees and ranks and stuff like that later. And you guys will have a Forest Service 101 and history of the U.S. Forest Service and CPR first aid on day one. So every day is kind of jam-packed with sessions, information that is going to be beneficial to you in your position as well as also just kind of knowing the agency a little more. Again, I won't go through the rest of it. Tuesday, the things to look forward to on Tuesday is that we will have our partners joining us. So again, you guys know that each one of you are kind of being managed through a different partner. So some of you are through Manners, some of you are through Mobilize Green, Green Youth Foundation, Environment for the Americas, and Hispanic Access Foundation. There will be 1 to 2 representatives from each partner organization that is going to be joining us. They should come in on Monday, so you really meet them on Monday, and then they'll have a session with you guys on Tuesday. So that'll be an opportunity to kind of like meet your partners and network and get to know them a little bit more. I think the majority of them are coming in on Monday and leaving out on Wednesday morning. So again, that's your opportunity there. Also on Tuesday, you are going to be meeting with your mentor virtually on Tuesday. So we will set up a session for you to kind of meet with them individually on that afternoon to meet with your mentor, as well as there are going to be breakout groups within your region. When I say region, if you have not figured that out yet or kind of dug around to learn more about the agency, we are broken up in regions. There are 9 regions, but you will see that we have region 10. The reason why is because 7 doesn't exist in the Forest Service. And again, you'll learn about the history later. But we're going to break you up by your region. So first you will go through like a mentor mingle session, meaning all of the RAs that are in one particular region, along with the mentors in that region, are going to kind of have like a mix and mingle session. After that session, you'll have your individual time with your mentor, with just the 2 of you. So that's going to be kind of that day. The next day is going to be full of learning about wildland fire, and how you can get involved with that, financial literacy, introduction to international programs, and some other sessions. Thursday is going to be kind of a half day. You're going to learn about the Office of Tribal Relations, conflict management, how to navigate some programs in your laptop within your Forest Service computer. We're going to go through that. And then Thursday, okay, everyone follow me. We're going to leave Unicoi State Park on Thursday. The reason why is because you guys will be flying back out of Atlanta, Georgia on Friday. And if you've never been here, it's going to be about an hour, 45, 2-hour drive from Atlanta all the way to Helen. Traffic is not great here in Atlanta. So we didn't want to run the risk of you guys missing your flights. So we decided to travel back to the city on Thursday. So we're going to travel back to Atlanta after your sessions. We're going to end the day probably around, what do I have here? We're going to end the day probably around like 3 o'clock. And by 4 o'clock, we're going to be loading buses and heading back to Atlanta on Thursday. When we come back to Atlanta on Thursday, we're going to be back at the Hilton Atlanta Airport. So the same airport that you guys stage at on Sunday will be the airport that will be the hotel that we go back to on Thursday. And we're going to stay the night there, right? So we're going to stay the night at Unicoi State Park, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Thursday, travel back to Atlanta, stay one night at the Hilton Atlanta Airport Hotel. And I'm going to come back to that day in a second. The next day, Friday, we're going to wake up and we're going to have breakfast. That breakfast is going to be from 8 to 9. I'm going to let you guys sleep in a little bit longer. So breakfast is going to be from 8 to 9 on Friday. And then we're going to have like some closeout sessions. And then everyone will then head to the airport, just depending on your flight time. If you have a flight later on in the day, once we release you, it's your business. You can go explore Atlanta. You can just chill out at the airport. You can chill out at a hotel until it's time for your flight. Totally up to you what you want to do. We're going to give you that leeway. Okay. So again, just kind of keep that in mind for Friday. So coming back to Thursday, we wanted to make sure we try to provide you guys with some type of fun activity. Again, the week is filled with, sessions about information that's necessary to the agency and necessary to you. But we want to provide some type of fun activity. So I hope you guys like basketball. Do you like basketball? Let me know in the chat. Drop some stuff in the chat. Let me know if you are into sports or not. Anybody like basketball? Yes. Margaret says yes. Is Margaret the only one? I'm not seeing any. Okay, it's slowly coming in. Yes. Okay. If you like basketball, my next question is, have you ever been to an NBA game? Yes or no? No. Okay, for those of you that have never been to an NBA game, we are going to be going to a basketball game on Thursday night. We are going to see the Atlanta Hawks at the State Farm Arena on Thursday afternoon. So, woohoo! Hope you're excited because we are excited. We have bought everyone tickets to go to the game. It's also going to come with a voucher, a $10 voucher that you'll be able to use at the concession stand and all of that. We're so excited to take you guys to your basketball game, especially if it's going to be your first one. So get excited about that because we are. But yeah, Atlanta Hawks on Thursday night. So with that being said, now we're going to kind of talk about the attire for the week. I kind of laid out the agenda. For the majority of the week is going to be kind of business casual. And when I say business casual, that means like you can wear some jeans and a button down or jeans and a polo for the most part. There is going to be at least one day that we want you to be fully business. And one of the things that I'm working on is going to be to try to get you guys set up for headshots. Some of you may not have ever received an opportunity to have a professional headshot. So we want to allow you that opportunity, especially as you transition into this resource system program and also leave and maybe transition from this to a permanent position. People are going to ask you for headshots, they're going to ask you for pictures. So it's always great to have a professional headshot. So we're going to work on having that professional headshot. So when we send out the bulk of this information, it'll be sent out by Friday. We'll have it laid out like what day you should wear this and wear that. As far as the weather, if you've never been to the South, if you've never been to Atlanta, let me just tell you. How do I explain it? Our weather is bipolar, is what I'll say. One day is cold, the next day is hot. So what I'll say is that make sure that you go ahead and add Atlanta, Georgia to your little weather app and just check it right before you come down here. Or not even just Atlanta, check Atlanta and Helen, Georgia, because even though Helen is just like at the top of Georgia, there could be some differences there. So our weather is wishy-washy. Definitely bring a coat, because it will get cold. But again, you just never know. We might have a hot sunny day. So weather is iffy, but definitely check it as we get closer. If you're from the islands, yeah, definitely bring your coats. If you're from the islands, for sure. But if you are from Michigan or somewhere like that, this probably is nothing to you. But everyone is different. So just come and make sure that you're going to be comfortable, but definitely bring coats. And the other thing, everyone will receive shirts when you arrive. We've been working on shirt orders. If you can see this polo that I have on for the women, it's going to be a V-neck, a V-cut polo shirt like this. All of the ladies will have this polo. When you arrive, you will be provided this shirt, as well as for the men, you also will have a wrap polo just like this, except you don't have a V-neck, sorry. Yours is just a regular polo that I think has buttons. Yeah, it has buttons on it. So we'll have that for you, and we'll kind of distribute that out once we get situated at the Unicoi State Park. The second thing that we're going to provide you guys is going to be a button down. It's going to be kind of a blue, like a light blue button down that's going to have the Forest Service on it and Resource Assistance Program. So again, everyone will get 2 shirts from us, a polo and a button down that you'll be able to wear throughout your RA ship. And we'll probably wear them one day during the week so that we can get a group photo. And again, we'll let you know which day you're going to wear that. Am I missing anything? Going back to the attire, like I said, for the most part, business casual. Please don't wear any workout clothes. It's not that type of session, right? You can wear that in the afternoon once we're done with everything. And I'm only saying this, and a lot of times you guys might hear me say something. Don't think that I'm belittling you. Sometimes people say stuff because it's already happened. Someone tried it before. So this did happen before. So just make sure that you guys are professional. You never know who's going to show up at the orientation, and you don't want that first impression with them to be that lasting impression that you weren't looking professional. So just make sure that you are showing up professional. Vanessa, am I missing anything? That was kind of the main thing I want to go over. Am I missing anything?
Maybe room selections.
Yes. Okay. So the rooms. Everyone, you're gonna be bunking with a buddy, bunking with a buddy. Not necessarily meaning they're bunk beds, but you're gonna be bunking in a room with a buddy at both the Unicoi State Park as well as the Hilton. Not multiple buddies, but just one person. So we have kind of already sorted through the rooming list and kind of placed you with someone. We will probably go ahead and provide you guys that early on, just in case you've kind of met through this way and you already been talking to amongst each other. But again, you will be kind of buddying up with someone in a room during orientation week. Will there be vegetarian options? Yes, there will be. Listen, if you need the vegan option, we need to know that as soon as possible. So the survey that you guys received from Green Youth Foundation, it should have asked about that. They said that people or most people did not provide no like dietary restrictions, but if you have it, we got to know that because we're paying for meals for a certain number of meals for, yeah, vegetarian, pescatarian, or meatitarian. So make sure you guys let us know what you need. Same bedroom. Yes, it's kind of like if did you drop the Unicoi link?
I did.
Vanessa, you did. So if the Unicoi link, if you click on the link, you should be able to kind of see what the rooms look like. So you can kind of have an idea what it looks like. Joanne, you got connected. We'll share this out. This is recorded, so we'll share this out in case anyone needs to go back and listen to certain parts. If we drive, do we?
Oh, Sylvia, you were just muted. You might want to unmute.
How did that happen? Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what the last thing you guys heard, but.
Oh, no, just Jessica's question. If we drive, do we have to go to Atlanta Thursday too?
Okay, thank you. If we drive to Atlanta, yes, we want you to stay with the group. If there is something that's going on that will prevent you from traveling with the group back to Atlanta, then we'll discuss that. And like I said, the orientation really doesn't end until Friday, so there will be some stuff that we'll do on Friday. So we ask that you stay with your cohort group, but we'll work through that. So we'll be connecting with those that are driving. We'll be connecting with you guys kind of separately to talk about logistics and stuff. But yes. Did I miss anything else? Just going through the chat.
Yeah, are there any questions? Please feel free to unmute so folks in the recording can also hear the questions.
So I think
Ah.
Felicia's asked this question a couple times. Can you
Sorry
address
about
that?
that. Yes. Yeah, Felicia. Because you are in the islands, I will send you your tracking number for FedEx. I'll do that today. Thank you.
Just scrolling to see if we miss anything.
Hi, do you mind if I jump in really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So my mentor contacted me and it sounded like she ordered the computer, but kind of ordered it through a process where she didn't specify the shipping location. And so she asked me kind of like where it was getting shipped to confirm that it was getting shipped to my home location. Do you know who controls that?
Question. I'm sorry.
Who's your mentor?
Who's your mentor?
Susan Leslie on the Dixie National Forest. I mean, she seemed to think maybe Manners was in charge of it because she asked me whether they had my home location.
No.
Okay, so we have ordered your computer for you on January 11th, and it was sent to La Cañada, Flint Ridge, California.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, so it should be arriving soon. But I'm curious, yeah, I think maybe Susan double ordered and maybe that's affecting something. So let me check with Susan then. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay,
I'll get
I'm
back
sure
to
it's
you.
not a big deal. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any confusion or something. And does it happen to say when it should be arriving? I'm just leaving early for the orientation, so now I'm a little bit worried that that's going to mess something up.
Liana, okay, I'll connect with you after the call to see where we are with the process. That's okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Looks like we have another question. Will there be time to hike around the park between sessions? So not really between sessions, or maybe like during the lunch period, you probably can. Our sessions are pretty stacked. But there'll be time in the afternoon that you guys will have kind of free time to, do park activities or go hiking, or whatever you'd like in the afternoons. I have mine too. I'm assuming Joanne is talking about tracking.
Okay, yes.
Maybe can you please send mine to, okay. Eyes on credentialing photo. Did you answer that, Vanessa?
What was the
Credentialing
question?
photo.
Credentialing photos. Are you talking about enrollment? Who was asking the question?
That was
Oh, Felicia. Felicia, have you already set up your appointment for enrollment?
I sent some emails about this. Good afternoon. However, there are no credentialing offices on this island specifically, only in St. Thomas and Puerto Rico. That's why I inquired as to what to do, because I only get to do my fingerprinting with field print, and that's it.
Yes,
I was wondering if I could just take a picture while I'm there, or I don't know.
Oh, yes. I think I thought I had emailed you back. Yes, so because you're in St. Croix, right?
Correct.
There is a credentialing center and then an adjacent island. So you would be traveling to that adjacent island, and you would just talk to your partner organization to get reimbursed for that travel. Yes, and unfortunately, only credentialing centers have the authority to enroll you, so you have to travel to one.
Before going to Georgia?
Oh, so It can be after. It just means that you'll get your link pass a little bit later, but no worries.
Right.
You just have to call CHD for your 30-day exemption, and you should be set. You'll be able to log onto your computer.
You said, I'm sorry, CHD?
Yes. So the customer help desk, we dropped the phone number. So 866-945-1354.
Okay, so out of pocket, so I didn't contact Hispanic Access for reimbursement. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Just to reiterate for the larger group, if you don't have your link pass, it's okay. It's totally okay if you have, like, we don't expect you to have your link pass by orientation. Sometimes that takes a while, especially depending on when you have to set your appointment. So don't stress yourself if you don't have your link pass. Like, it's totally fine. And, you know, you can get that taken care of after orientation. As far as the laptops, we would like for you to have it before orientation if possible, but we also understand that everyone's in a different phase. And so you may or may not have it, just depending on how quickly you got other things done. And when we process your laptop order, Vanessa and the team that's working on those, they'll share those tracking numbers with you guys. And again, just let us know if you have received your computer, or when you receive it, please let us know. That way we don't continue to track for someone that's already received theirs, and we're not trying to, you know, look into it or do any investigations or anything. So yeah, it looks like everybody just got link pass type situations in computers. But again, computers tracking, we'll share that. Savannah has a question about equip. If you see that one.
Savannah, do you mind unmuting? I don't see it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten my equip email yet for the background check stuff.
Oh, okay. Let me check on your US access, and I'll email you after this call.
Yeah, I was looking it up in the link that was sent in the chat, and it basically just says applicant background investigation status needs to be confirmed, and something about a ship to address for my sponsorship.
Okay. I think that means that you are actually farther along in the process, and you should get your link pass soon. So, would you mind letting me know what's the city that you're in, so I can enter the ship to address?
South Lake Tahoe.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. You
So
should get
one moment before you continue, Vanessa. So I just want to say, if you don't need any help, then you are more than welcome to hop off. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you got your computer set up if you had it today. And hopefully we were able to share some information to kind of ease your mind about orientation. Again, we will send out more information about orientation by the end of the week. Again, connect with your mentor. Anything else, just make sure you're in communication with us or GYF so that we can make sure logistics are taken care of, and that we will see you on February the 5th. That's most important. And get your pictures in and your information for viral book. But stick around if you have questions. If you don't have questions, then feel free to go ahead and hop off. Enjoy the rest of your day. We look forward to meeting you in person, and thank you so much. But if you still need help, stick around. And Vanessa, you can stop the recording because we don't have to keep recording this.
yes, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.